no, like we over glorify everything. I feel like they just condition us for marriage. Learn how to cook so that you can cook for your husband. Learn how to this so that your husband house. When I leave, we move rest like now. And the expectations were really high, especially when I was entering university, because I was like, okay, like this is the place for me to find my husband. I was like, this is a place for me, that this is a place where I can find my husband and be like, okay, I found. Please lower your expectations as well when it comes to boys, especially boys in university, because they're just young, most of the times confused, and then you feel like they're your heroes. But girl, I'm going to hold your hand when I'm saying this. Nobody's coming to save you. Hi guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today let's talk about navigating university and life in university. So this is going to be somewhat a very personal video. I just want to share some of my experiences and my takes on navigating the world of the university. And in this context, it's just going to be African university, because I'm in Africa. I've never gone to Europe and I've never studied abroad. But this is just going to be a little girl talk for my girlies who are just entering the university and they don't even know how to go about it. And this can be for both postgraduate and as well as those who are entering at the bachelor's level. So let's get into it. So I just have like a few things that I would like to point out, and I actually noted them down. I hope my microphone is not going to fail me, but okay. Anyway, let's begin, right? So the very first thing that you need to know before you enter the university is what you are going to study, which is very obvious. And for those who are from the science background, you will be required to write a concours. In Cameroon here, the concours are like they're like entrance exams that students write, and they select like the best who will be taking for the different programs. So you have to write an entrance exam if you want to study anything science, agriculture, or medicine. There are concours that you need to write, but at the same time, I think that they have different programs like in other professional universities that you can apply for, like BIACA and the rest. So yeah, you need to first of all decide. And for somebody like me, right, I did not even have the opportunity to decide on what to study. My parents literally just said, oh, you study this, you study that, and I was just like, yeah, thank God, because if I was left to choose, I would not even know what to choose. So I studied food science and technology. I wrote a concours. That's in the Faculty of Agriculture, and that's where I did my bachelor's. So yeah, you need to decide, and this can also be a bit difficult for people who feel like they'll have how can I put it, people who are really gifted, right? Sometimes you just feel like you can excel in almost everything, but at this point you have to choose something to do. So be it engineering, international relations, whatever field that you want to study, this is the venture where you have to decide. So yeah, that's the very, very first thing. And take your time, and as well just be intentional and research more on the different opportunities, because for me, like I said, I was so naive. I just entered like woo. I just entered with the crowd. I did not really consider anything. I was just doing what my parents wanted me to do, and so I'm just here to tell you first of all that you need to prepare. So right now, let me get into my expectations. Okay. For those of us who went to boarding schools, like the way they glorified the university, Jesus, I knew that the university was my gateway to freedom. Like the University of Buea is a place to be. Everything is going to be perfect. I'm just going to be a beautiful girl. I'll be braiding my hair. I'll be having my money. I'll be going to school. I'll be classy. Oh God, have mercy. But girls, please just kind of lower your expectations, because they set the bar too high. They set the bar too high for University of Buea, especially for us who grew up in boarding schools, and then like they will just glorify, oh yeah, you be Lex, yeah, you be this, yeah, you be. Anyway, I'm just saying like it's really real out here. The university follows its name, like it's the universe. You come here, you meet so many different people from so many different backgrounds, and you're expected to coexist with them. So it gets crazy. Anyways, let's continue, right? So the reality, like based on my expectations, like I said, the reality is that the university is not going to be easy. And I'm not saying this to scare you or anything. I'm just saying this to prepare your mind for what to expect, right? It's not going to be easy. Navigating everything is a new change. It's a totally different world from your secondary school. So it's not going to be easy, but you can conquer it, and that's why I'm here today. I'm just here today to share some of my tips. But at the end of the day, it's really a different process for everybody. Like my university days are not the same maybe with my friend or my sisters. Everybody's experience is different. So in as much as I'm sharing my own personal take, I feel like you should kind of relate it to who you are and your own journey. Now, the very first point that I noted here is that you need to become an academic weapon, and this is not a joke. Fast forward to my life again. Like I said, when I started, I was like, I don't really know, I'm just entering. I'm like, whatever. Like I was literally like, whatever. And then I started going to school, and the first semester, because like here is 2 semesters in a year, unlike secondary school that you have like 3 terms, it's 2 semesters that you need to make the most of. The first semester, like I literally cried because I was just joking. It's a university, right? Like nobody will text you that, oh, come to school. No lecturer is going to follow you up like Mr. Wani. Nobody is going to come to a dormitory and drive you. You have to wake up every day and do this thing on your own. So when I started, like I said, my first semester was crazy. I had like a 2 GPA, like 2. I checked my results and I was like C. I was like, Jesus, me. So like you can literally, it's very easy for you to pass, and it's also very easy for you to fail. So my key here, my take here is that you need to become an academic weapon. You need to become like study like mad. I know that many people, and the funniest part is that sometimes you even be in school and then most of your classmates will be like, I beg, maybe they'll even look down on you for studying, like, oh, the one claim CVT. Now overbook for waiting. Mama, study you. Become an academic weapon. I don't care if anybody says that school is a scam. Let me better pass very well. I know that I did it very well. And then at the end, I said, oh, I was actually a scam, but at least I tried. That you should sit down and then you're like, okay, school is a scam and whatever. You're not going to really put in the effort. And then you fail. Please don't be that girl. Become an academic weapon. Invest in your education. Be very intentional. Go to school. When they call for a class, please go to school. I know that it gets really lazy. Yes. It gets really lazy. And sometimes I'm also still battling with this, but please just go to school. Like if you just go to school, right? If they call for a class, you go for the class, you write your CA very well, you will pass excellently. That's why I'm saying that it's very easy for you to fail. And it's also very easy for you to pass. So please become an academic weapon. Don't let anybody reduce your zeal for pursuing your education, maybe because of the context or whatever. Just go to school in the right way. My second point here now is on boys. Boys, my God, like I don't know, but in our African context, right, I feel like we have over glorified men, and I think that somebody can even write an essay on the glorification of men in Africa, because it's like, Jesus. I remember all through, like when I was growing up, my father always be like, oh, take care of your legs, maybe your husband, you know. And now that I'm here at the point where I think I can get married or something, I'm like, no. Like we over glorify everything. I feel like they just condition us for marriage. Oh, learn how to cook so that you can cook for your husband. Learn how to do so that your husband's house. When I leave, we move rest. Like now. And the expectations were really high, especially when I was entering the university, because I was like, okay, like this is the place for me to find my husband. I was like, this is a place for me, that this is a place where I can find my husband and be like, okay, I found. Please lower your expectations as well when it comes to boys, especially boys in university, because they're just young, most of the times confused, and then you feel like they're your heroes. But girl, I'm going to hold your hand when I'm saying this. Nobody's coming to save you. Like, I've waited. I've been here in the streets. Nobody's coming to save you. So please, the center men, the center boys. I'm not saying that you cannot find love in the university. No, there are many people who find love in the university and they get married, and people are getting married to their classmates. It's a beautiful thing. Love is a very beautiful thing. But what I'm saying is, don't make it the main thing in your life. Like, build your own life first. And even when it comes, let it come naturally, maybe the way God has planned. Don't like idolize it. Don't be like, okay, boyfriend. That's how they, like, that's literally the culture in Buea. But please, if you're watching this video, I pray that you're not that type of, you don't even become that type of girl. Please, when it comes to men, just decenter. Trust me, they will find their way to you. You don't even need to do too much, right? So that's my second point. I hope that it goes real deep down, because at the same time, some boys will come and distract you and just confuse you. Well, for me, like, the people that I've seen, I don't think that I regret it. At the end of the day, I don't think, because it was an experience. But if I was to go back, anyway, just please have your own life. And the center boy drama, the whole thing, oh, your boyfriend has it, it should just be natural and build something for yourself. Let's get to the next point, right? Okay, I also wrote a point about friends. That's the next thing. Let's talk about friends. The friends and the people that you keep around you have a very big role to play in your growth, in your success, and in your life. That is the reality. I'm at the point where I don't have a lot of friends, and I don't think that is a problem. I think it's actually a very good thing, because, well, it comes natural. Like, when you're growing, right, you see that your friendship circles will be reducing, because people just get busy. It's life. I don't blame anybody. It's not like I'm like, oh, she used to be my friend. No, life happens to everybody. Today you can be here, tomorrow you're in another place, and it's okay, right? But when it comes to friends, you need to be very selective. You need to be very, very selective with your friends, especially when you are in the university. You want to make friends who would inspire you to do something about your life. You want to make friends who would help hold your hand whenever you decide to start something. You want to make friends who will pray for you. You want to make friends who would really be friends, because at the end of the day, some of us have friends and they just end up being like quiet competitors, where it's like, oh, 12 people are competing, but in a very quiet, naive way. So please don't be that type of friend. If you've ever felt like that, please just try to reduce that, because at the end of the day, what fosters growth is collaboration. But really be selective about your friends, and make friends with people that will grow. Make friends with people that support you. Bad friends, like the Bible says, bad company corrupts good character. Well, just always saying it like, okay, bad company corrupts good character, but it's very true. It's very true. Your friends can lead you. That people who have made friends in the university and are started doing drugs. Some people have made friends in the university, have started they just turn into scammers. They turn into prostitutes. There's so many things, like so many things, and you need to really be careful. You need to really, really be careful, because some people will come to you like, oh, I want to be your friend and everything, but they just want to test you. They just want to tempt you. So really be selective about your friends. Be okay being alone. Even if you start the university and you just have a friend, or you don't even have a friend, it's okay. Like, it's really okay. I feel like at the end of the day, all of these journeys is for us to be grounded, right? You need to be grounded in being alone and in who you truly are, because that's why you're in the university, to discover yourself like that. So don't be in a rush to make friends. You have the right to select your friends. Somebody can come to you and then you people become close, and then you're like, okay, I feel like she's like this, she's like that, I don't want to really be friends with her. And that's okay. Own it, and don't be like, okay, I'm sure you get what I mean. So that was point number 3. Now let's talk about family. Ooh, this is a good one, because I remember that I also had a lot of issues with my family in the university, and I'm like, where were these problems coming from? But at the other side of it, at the end, because I'm here like almost as a representative of where you want to reach and pass, hopefully. And what I'll say is that family is actually good. Family is good. As you mature and you grow, you will begin to understand why your parents do certain things. That's the reality. You understand so much. Life will just make sense to you, because you will be in the same position. Maybe your mother was telling you to do this, to do that. Though sometimes some parents have wrong judgments, yes. But I'm just trying to put in the context that, okay, it's not like that, actually. So as you grow, you tend to understand that your mother is just a girl and your father is just a boy. Like, they're just young people who are also navigating life for the first time. They are not gods like that, but they have to be respected at the same time. So family issues will always come at some point. Maybe you have disputes, it's normal. You don't agree with this. Your parents say, for me, right, when I had a lot of disputes was when I started doing business. So my second year, I started doing gigs, and then my parents were like, oh, is this why we sent you to school? And then I was like, oh, I'm trying to discover myself. But at the end of the day, they just kind of reached a point where they understood me better. So what I'm saying is that give your family grace, give the people around you grace, and you will begin to understand them as you grow, as you mature. You understand their choices, you understand why they decided to send you here and to do this and to do that. So yeah, and always amend your relationship with your family, because you don't want to really have problems with the people who don't have a choice but to accept you. Like I was watching this video on TikTok, and it's like this boy came out that he was gay, and he was like, oh my, I'm gay. And then the mother was like, oh, okay. You know, and then the boy was like, mom, you used to love me. And then the mother was like, well, I gotta. Like, they cannot run away from you. So yeah, please fix your relationship with your family and really get to know them as people. Now, on to the last but not the least point that I wrote down is for you to discover yourself and to explore beyond your academics. Very, very important. It's a very, very important point. Discover yourself and explore beyond your academics. Like I said, for me, I started doing weeks. Most of the people that you find in university always go to school and they have a business. For me, right, I feel like you should go to school and, let's say, for example, if what you are studying is not really what you have 100% passion for, start something, like start a side project, something that would, I don't know how to put it, something that would really put you out there and help you to unleash more of your creativity, right? Because they say learning without playing makes Jack a dull boy. You can have hobbies. Maybe you play football, you play handball, long tennis. Don't be a boring person. Do something. Maybe it's a business that you want to start selling this, start doing that. Let me see, if it's a church group that I've always wanted to join, like the university, right? It's really for you to explore, right? Yeah, you are allowed to make mistakes. It is okay for you to make mistakes. You don't have to have your life figured out in the university. And at some point, maybe even after the university, I don't know, they say I'm still on my own journey, but I know that if I was to go back, I don't regret anything that I've ever done. But I'll just tell my younger self that you are allowed to fail, you're allowed to try and fail, you are allowed to explore. If today you like painting, next week you like drawing, the other week you like braiding. There's no formula, right? And like I've said, and I'm always saying, don't be a boring person. Don't be the type of person who just does what everybody's doing, like one and the same things, because you're not living your life to your fullest. So that's just a few things that I wanted to share about university, and I pray that it goes a long way to bless anybody who's watching this. Like I said, This video is not just for undergrads. It can be for you studying a postgraduate program, you studying over whatever part that you have decided to begin in university and navigating, maybe just even life in general. But I just pray that it goes a long way to help you to live an authentic life and be your truest self. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video.